and gentlemen, moms and dads, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Once again, from around the world, across the nation, up your alley, and down the block, we present to you the diva of blogging delights, Ms. Jean Ann Duckworth.
Welcome to My Simple Joy Life. As Mr. D told you, I'm Jean Ann Duckworth, coming to you from our Simple Joy Cottage in beautiful Old Town Orange, California. Let the show begin. When our daughter Katie was little, we used to like to celebrate Advent or observe Advent. One of the ways you can do it when your kids are very small is a lot of people have Advent wreaths, and those are nice. There are also Advent candles that you can buy that can be lit every night, and they burn down and count the days off until Christmas. What we're talking about this week has more of a religious connotation. I always enjoyed Advent, especially the Advent wreath and Advent candles, because I grew up in a Jewish neighborhood, and most of my friends celebrated Hanukkah. I still have a very sentimental feelings and memories about watching my friends light the Hanukkah candles on the menorah every year. And lighting the candles on the Advent wreath gives me the same sort of feeling. You can do this every night. Each candle has a special significance. The candle for the first week was the shepherd's candle. Today we're going to discuss week 2, which is the prophecy candle. And the scripture verse for that comes from Luke chapter 2, verse 21, which tells us about Simeon and Anna. Mary and Joseph had gone to the temple. It was time for Jesus to be dedicated, and it was time for Mary to undergo the purification ritual following the birth of Jesus. When they were at the temple, they had 2 extraordinary encounters with 2 people who were at the temple on a regular basis. The first one was a very old man named Simeon. At some point in his life, Simeon had been promised by God that he would not die until he had seen the Messiah. And Simeon went to the temple on a daily basis to pray for this to happen, and in the hopes that something extraordinary would happen to him. And on this day, it finally did. He looked across the temple, and the temple was an extremely large place. But somewhere, wherever they were in the temple at that point, he looked through the crowds of people, and he sees this young couple with a small baby, and he knows instantly that this is the Messiah. He goes across to them, and he makes a prophecy, one of which is by telling Mary that the child will be like a sword through her heart, meaning that with Jesus, when he was crucified, she was going to suffer because of that. But Simeon was very faithful to God by believing he was going to see the Messiah before he died, and God was faithful to Simeon by fulfilling that prophecy for him. The other person that they ran into that day was a woman named Anna. Anna was a widow who had dedicated herself to going to the temple every single day of her life and praying for people, praying for her community. She was just a faithful woman who never gave up and had dedicated herself to this life of prayer. In response to her faithfulness, God allowed her also to see the Messiah. When she saw the baby, she knew exactly who he was. No questions asked. She didn't have to be told. What I found interesting about this is that because of the devotion she showed to her life of prayer, God showed the same sort of devotion to her. And one of the first people to whom the Messiah was revealed was a woman. Once again, just like with the shepherds, Jesus started changing things for everyone he encountered, even for women and their role in society.
That's all for today. Be sure to join me next time. I'm Jean Ann Duckworth, living my Simple Joy life at our Simple Joy Cottage in Old Town Orange, California. Have a great day.
Thank you for joining us, folks, in our little broadcasting endeavor. This podcast was recorded in our international studios located in Orange, California, and what we affectionately call the living room. Join us next time as we once again change the world for the better with simple joy.